Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Warzone Weekly. All of your information for your Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Warzone, you name it, CDL, we're here. Big, big, big patch this week. Warzone 1 reload, Warzone 2 Season 1 reloaded. And then we get to weapon balancing, which is obviously the biggest part, basically, is the weapon balancing. Akimbo pistols. All of your Akimbo pistols receive a damage reduction against armoured opponents. So in Warzone, your armoured opponents, it's not going to be killing them as quick. But if you are using them in multiplayer, you'll be getting the same TTK still because they are non-armoured opponents, which I think is fair. I think that'll drive everyone back to SMGs on Warzone. Issue causing shotguns to constantly display broken armor or hit markers. Not something I've seen, but obviously it's being an issue. MX9, increased movement speed, ADS speed, and sprint to fire speed on the 32 round mag. Something very interesting to note about Warzone 2 patch notes, at least this set of patch notes, is that unlike Warzone 1, when you had your patch notes come out, you no longer get your numbers, don't get stats anymore. So if it says movement speed increased or damage increased or multiplier increased, we don't know what by anymore. So when you run through these and you see there's a couple in here that could actually be quite good, that could change the gun quite heavily. Just be aware that might be by 0.01% or half of a damage marker or something like that. So take that into consideration. But then obviously there's going to be guys like JGod, True Game Data, and a lot of others as well, who do actual in-game testing on these to really help you out on those. Cast off, what we've got? Oh, sorry, M13B, blocking underbarrel launcher and shotgun on 7-inch Bruin BM20 barrel. Cast off 74U, a small reduction in close range damage. 3 hits to kill requires at least 1 chest hit. To be fair, I like that they've been a bit more specific with that. So if they say at least 1 chest hit, it's going to mean either like multiple to the chest or including the head and nothing lower. But yeah, I like they've been a little bit more specific with that one. I'd still prefer the numbers, but 74 is a decent gun to be fair. I don't mind using that at all. Cast off 545. Terrible gun, absolutely terrible. I actively avoid picking it up off the floor. It's that bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's an absolute tickle machine. Increase to muzzle velocity, small decrease to hip spread, increased close range damage, and increase to chest multiplier. Whether that's a lot or a little, we're going to be finding out, but at least it's been giving it a buff. It might actually be worth picking up off the floor now, maybe. VL47 SMG, reduced hip fire spread, increased movement speed, and increased far damage. So that's a nice all-round buff for that, really. I don't think you can't go wrong with that. That's a nice little comfortable buff. Pistols, the revolver on the compensator barrel, and then nothing, absolutely nothing. Don't bother with it. Still trash. And they've nerfed. It was only good akimbo, and they've nerfed that as well now. Don't bother. Trash. This one is interesting, however. The Desert Eagle, the .50 GS pistol, which is the Desert Eagle, reduced hip fire spread, but increased 1-hit headshot range, increased damage range, increased neck and upper shoulder location damage multipliers. So I'm assuming that's going to be a wider range that they've now accompanied into that hit area. You've got an increased bullet velocity, and you also have an increased damage range on SA Longshot 50 and the SA Tyrant 50 barrel. That's seems like a big buff.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that
Like,
I don't know. There's quite a lot of
increased 1-hit headshot range. I know it's a Desert Eagle, but do we need that in a pistol? I'm not too sure. They've not actually increased the damage of the weapon though, which is good. If they increase the actual damage of the weapon, I think we could be in a bit of trouble with that. But overall there. I don't see that being a crazy buff, but I think again it's an all round buff that could make it see its way into the game a little bit more. This is a big one. Shotguns are can no longer kill fully armored players in one shot. I know the was it the 890 shotgun, was it, or the 800? No, the 800.
Yeah, it was the 800.
800 could one bang someone who was fully 3 plates, and could just one bang them. And I'm glad that's been fixed because that was OP. It's hard with shotguns, right? They're either mad OP or there's no point in using them.
Yeah, I mean it's the same in Warzone 1. Like, you know, you had your R90 Dragon's Breath shotgun rounds.
Yep.
Dominated the game for a while up close. Like nothing come close. And then they nerfed it and it was like complete trash. The Gallo came in, absolutely dominated up to like 8 meters. They had to reduce it down to like 3.5 to make it like in line. And then
the Street Sweeper as well.
Yeah. That's like 100%. Like shotguns are either very mid and like or bad, or they just absolutely fry everything and dominate up close.
Yeah,
which you would expect them to do, but
really hard to balance them. Like, you would expect them to dominate super close range, but it is really hard to balance them. Same as burst fire guns; they're either mad OP or awful. Very, really hard to balance them. Expedite shotgun added guard category. So you've got these 3 new guards on there now that you can use on the Expedite 12. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. Riot Shield, reduced movement speed, reduced melee damage to a 3-hit kill. Shield movement animation improved. Longer switch time pulling out throwing knife when Riot Shield is equipped. To be fair, that was mad fast if you could do that when you've done that before.
I was about to say, I feel like they've been watching like Bobby Poff and they're like, you know, no shot nuke.
Bobby Poff doing his no bullet nukes.
Yeah, I feel like they've been watching that stream and they were like, hang on, that's a bit OP that. So because that they started doing that and then that patch notes come out. That's a bit coincidental, really.
Yeah, just that throwing knife was just every time.
I don't like Riot Shield. I never like Riot Shield. I've ranted to you about Riot Shield so many times, but
just a couple.
But if you now need to do gold Riot Shield and you now need a 3-hit melee kill, that's not great. Like,
it's gonna be
if you want to get like Ryan, but yeah.
And then onto the launchers, the Joker. They were going out of bounds sometimes and improved thermal on the aiming. So nothing major on that, just a bit of quality of life.